Welcome, guys, to the podcast. Myself and Tony have started up what is now called Deadlifts in Dirty Nappies.
That's the
Because
one.
why the hell not? It's two coaches going to be either butting heads or seeing each other's coaching styles along the way. And yeah, two
Hopefully,
permanent coaches. Why the hell not?
yeah. No, just thought it'd be a good idea to do something together. Gives us a bit more content and bounce a few ideas off each other, and I might learn a thing or two off Mike and vice versa.
Yeah, 100%. Um, so let's start off with a little bit of introductions. Tony, let's start off with yourself, shall we? Um,
Yeah,
Tell me a bit about yourself, mate. Like how old
yeah.
you are. Like,
Currently 39. Obviously, I'm online coach and work with parents. A bit about myself. I've got two little girls, a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. Been married over 12 year, coming up 13 year next month.
Jesus Christ.
Um, tell me about it. Yeah, so um, no, originally from Carlisle, grew up there, and moved down to Manchester about 15 years ago. So obviously, I met my wife abroad. I wasn't planning on meeting my wife on a lad's holiday, but it was.
What a way.
I know, tell me about it.
I mean,
Oh, and
must have been
yeah,
a fun lad's holiday, let's put it that way, eh?
I know, tell me, you know. But no, I've only I've not been an online coach for long, but I've actually been training, been working with coaches for over 20 years, so something I've got a lot of experience in. But yeah, I've still got a 9 to 5 job working in construction. I literally left school and jumped into a builder's merchant apprentice job, and I've never really looked back. And
Yeah.
yeah, I had a couple of jobs in that industry. I've had my own franchise, builder's merchant. I had that for 3.5 years, but timing wasn't really right with the young family. Long hours, long days.
Yeah,
Long
definitely
week.
family first, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It was just eating into the weekend and stuff. So yeah, left there. When was it? About a year ago, actually.
Oh, bloody hell.
And then yeah, and I'm a regional sales manager for a company now called Stackrite over in Skelmersdale. Work out on the road. So yeah, I do still have my 9 to 5. So it's a bit full on.
You're not actually
But
that far away from me in Skem, to be fair, mate.
no, no. I to be honest, I only get in there maybe once a week, but out on the road a lot. I mean, this week alone, I think I've done about 900 mile.
Jeez.
So
That's me just going gym and back.
I know. Yeah. So long story short, that's where I am now, and yeah, love helping people get a real buzz doing the coaching side of things. So yeah, just trying to juggle family life, coach life, and a full-time job.
And yeah, trying to run your own business as well.
Yeah.
Nuts,
So
man. Um,
no, enjoying it.
Good.
That's enough about me. Same to you, so people get to know a little bit about you.
So for myself, just turned 30 in January, so still quite young, really. But so for me, I went from being active as a kid through and through all the way up until what, year nine? What's that in terms of age? No idea anymore. Lose track.
Or, or
14-ish, something like that. Got into gaming, so activity went like plummeted really. Apart from just doing five-a-side on a Friday night, that was about it. That was as far as my active life went. Carried on going through, and later into year nine, I was basically my PE teacher was like, because you pick your subjects in year nine, don't you, to go in through year 10 and 11. So their PE teacher was basically like, you're never going to become anything in sport and you won't do anything in PE. You won't be a personal trainer. You're not built for it. So I was like, whoa, okay. So still went and did PE and got my qualification in GCSE. Um, but then them words kind of stuck with me throughout. So then I went on to do university, went and did engineering, failed my first year in mechanical engineering. Moved on to design engineering, so I was more like computer design and stuff like that.
yeah,
Um, I worked in retail throughout the entirety of university. Got into training in my first year of uni, just as an escape more than anything. Just didn't. really gel with anyone I lived with in halls. So it was kind
Yeah.
of just like me late in the evenings, sometimes early hours of the morning, going to the gym in Manchester, and then going back to my halls, getting to sleep just before the halls lot, like who I lived
Uh,
with, came in from a night out. So it was like kind of just secluded myself away and just gave myself like fitness as that kind of escape, really. Um, and then roll through onto like coming back, moving back home to living back with my mum and dad. Just kept up with the fitness, helped a couple of mates out training, and then that's where like it grew for me for realizing that I could help other people. I think I
yeah.
trained like six of my mates at the time, um, between like what 2011 to 2015 ish, something like that. Then moved into just kind of moved away from it a little bit because I met my wife, well, my now wife, with family and whatnot. That kind of takes over. So fitness kind of took a back role for me
Yeah.
for about 4 years, and then COVID hit. The be all that it was. And I
Madness.
decided during COVID that it was like, no, it's my time. I might as well like get my qualification, actually do something.
Yeah.
Um, so I got my qualification to be PT. When was that now? 2022. I
Yeah.
think I got my qualification in January 2022. If it, I think that's right. No, 2025. I've been coach for 3 years. Yeah, that works. Trying to do the math in my own head here. Um, so yeah, and then from there on, just been an in-person PT up until the beginning of this year. I just took the leap and decided, you know what, I need to take my business online, be at home more for my family, and yeah, I'm here.
What was the trigger for
What to go online?
that? Oh yeah.
Um, Honestly, I don't know. I think it was just the constant people letting you down as a in-person PT. It was like I'd go to the gym and then people would let you down, and then it'd be like, well, I've just wasted my time, and then have to
Yeah.
drive all the way back home and not make money. So I was like, okay, I need to find some other way and actually get further out, get my outreach, and help people outside my local town. So that's what it was
Yeah.
for me.
Well,
And in terms of my family, that's my wife now. We got married in November, just gone. So recently married, not like you, mate. And then I've got 10-year-old who's going to be 11 this year. Got my 8-year-old daughter and 5-year-old son. All this, them two this month had just gone. So yeah, busy household. Oh, I'm one
uh,
on the way.
must be bad.
Oh yeah,
Right,
it's
we're
mad.
never
Yeah,
stopping it.
yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Especially with one of the eldest being autistic as well. So it's like,
Of course.
yeah, don't stop.
No, no, but I have never really fancied the actual in-person PT. Just obviously working with online coaches in the past and seeing the benefits because they get more out of you as a coach as well, don't they? As a client, if you're online, they've basically got access to you 24/7 as well. In-person PT, you're there for an hour, maybe two a week with them, and then that's it.
Yeah,
You
you're done.
buy as soon as they walk out the gym door. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I've, I mean, me personally, I've never once worked with a in-person PT.
See,
It's
for
just
myself, whenever I've like put myself in that PT standpoint, I've never done it as a case of you get a session and leave. But I tried
yeah,
to do mine as more like the way I was as in person anyway, and still am. I still do a little bits now. I'm a bit more of a hybrid now, but I still provide that coaching side inside and outside the gym, which is
right, yeah,
it's a little bit more of a step up in service for me personally. I
yeah,
would say because obviously, like you say, normal PTs, it's a case of oh, you're there for an hour. How do you support them for the rest of that time? They
yeah,
don't. So it's like, yeah, I just kind of brought that coaching side into it to be more there for them, for my clients and stuff. So that's how I do my input, my in person differently to everyone else. It takes up more time outside, but it is what it
no,
is.
for me, you've got to do right by your client, your customer, haven't you? So you're only
That's
servicing them.
yeah, 100%. Everything we do is client. It's how we serve
Right,
people, and that's the way it's got to be.
right. No. But obviously, you weren't. doing the coaching when you had your first two. Is that right?
No, yeah, no, what are you doing when I've had my three? So,
So nothing will have changed with you becoming a parent, really.
um, I think in terms of my own goals, that's
Oh
where
yeah,
it's changed more for me. Is like I feel like I've gone from being like ripped, lean, building
yeah,
muscle mass and all the rest of it, and then putting on loads of weight by obviously moving out and from mum and dad's obviously living with my wife. Them first 4 years of us being together, I put on way more weight than I thought I would ever do. So for me, it was a case of learning to try and um, balance being a parent and obviously having my job and then alongside that still trying to fit in the fitness. It took me 4 years to actually be able to truly be able to balance it. So that's where my struggles really have came in and how it changed for being a parent was um, getting that feel for how to actually manage my own time because before being a parent, obviously you feel like you've got all the time in the world, but you really don't.
no. Does your missus train or does she?
No, so she's tried a little bit, but never really got fully into it per se. Um, she's
The
always one of
reason I
these.
the reason I ask my wife Danielle, she's got into it really big in the last 12 months. I mean, she before Phoebe, our second, she was started off with the same online coach I was working with about 4 years ago after Delilah, but she started off home workouts. Majority of
Ah,
her time with him was home workouts, and then she started in the gym. Not properly into the gym like she is now, but we it, we kind of because she gets her time, I
yeah,
get my time in the gym, so it really works. And I know people who I work with, customers, clients, that they don't get that. So I like try and say maybe suggest asking your partner or telling them that, look, I need this hour. Can you
yeah,
like
sacred time basically, ain't it?
you go and have your escape?
Yeah, yeah. It's a good bit of info there.
You need it, don't you?
Yeah, it's a good point.
So that's
Um,
why I get my time in the gym and it works really well. We support each other and we do. We literally make a plan around the kids. And I mean, one of us is in the gym at 5 o'clock every single day.
Dell.
Like it's the only way we can manage it. But like, I mean, when we had Phoebe, in the first 3 4 months, I put on 2.5 stone.
Very
Like
similar to me.
I just got out of rhythm with it and then jumped straight back in and then pass it as another transformation to myself. But I know what I'm doing, but you do need the accountability and discipline, don't you?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so that was the only thing that changed for me. I mean, it helped the fact Danielle wanted to lose weight and she had her own goals as well. And we literally said, right, we need an hour in the gym
Yeah.
5 6 days a week, and we worked it around that. And if one of us misses the gym because we've been up all night with the kids, or the next day we'll maybe miss, or the next time we'll miss, and then they
Yeah, so you
go.
can alternate.
Yeah. So, I mean, it works well.
Yeah.
Don't get wrong, we're shattered sometimes, but we force ourselves to go.
Again, you've got to do it, aren't you? It's that
Yeah.
accountability between each other, isn't it? Bit of competition.
Oh, yeah, definitely. 100%. Yeah. So that was the only thing that changed for me, really. I put on weight and then Danielle jumped in the gym. So that kind of made that transition back, getting back into it very easy. But it's easily done no matter how much you're into your fitness.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because all it takes is just a little bit of a spanner thrown into the works, and
Let's be honest, kids come first, don't
that's it. That is exactly it. They do, which
they?
is why I've like even these last 2 weeks for me, yeah, training's took a little bit of a back burner, but obviously
Yeah.
alterations had to be made. So drop the calories a little bit, get a bit more walking in than usual. But yeah,
Well,
it's
thankfully, we're not at that point yet because Delilah starts school in September. So
oh, you got it all to come.
I'm about it. Dreading the summer holidays and
Yeah,
taking time off just
you
because
should be. It's nightmare.
I bet. Yeah.
So how do
But
you fit everything in? Like, during your day normally, like your nutrition, work? Because obviously your day
Well,
is a little bit different to me. We've obviously still having your 9 to 5.
yeah, to be
So
honest with you, it's all about routine and planning. Like as sad as it sounds, I'll do the food shop on a Sunday, and I literally input my evening meals on MyFitnessPal. Literally, I plan my full week, so I know what I'm eating. It's there, and if I'm out on the road, or it's a lot easier if I'm working from home because obviously I don't have to prep my breakfast or lunch or anything. But if I'm out on the road, it's all about prep the night before, pack my gym bag once the girls are in bed. Um, Yeah, but literally, like, I know if I'm home at 5, the girls go to bed at 7, so I've got my 2 hours with the girls. Like, I kind of have to switch off from everything, put the phone down. I don't, like, I'll cook tea. I'll just,
family
it is
time
all,
at that point, isn't
it's planning and routine, really. And because now both of us have done it for, well, now 11 months, going on 12, it's second nature. We do plan who goes to the gym at what time, so we know it's happening. And if I have to go after work, then so be it. Although I hate it, but sometimes
it? Yeah, I'm not one for training in the evening either. It's a
I
different
know
vibe in the evening, I find.
it's horrible.
Mornings or early or late mornings for me.
Gyms are like a zoo at 5 o'clock.
Oh God, especially with you when you're a commercial as well.
Tell me about it. No, yeah, it's literally just routine, and then even on a weekend, if one of us are going to gym, we'll still get up at 5 o'clock because we know we need to spend time with each other and the kids.
Yeah,
So it's quite good. On an evening, the kids are literally in bed at 7, and me and Daniel will try and sit down. But obviously, with doing the online stuff now, that's pretty much me on an evening. And but I know if I put in the hard graft now, it'll pay off. So,
yeah, 100%.
what about yourself?
So
Hobbies?
yeah, it's pretty much the same really. So I do all my meal prep usually on a weekend. So the way I try and do it is I make sure I've got my protein source just meal prepped because the rest of it most of the time I'm either at home or out and about, whether it be at the gym or in
Yeah,
my own house. I can quickly just microwave something else. So for me, I meal prep my meat, and the rest of
right.
it could be like an Uncle Ben's bag of rice, for example. I'm very plain and boring when it comes to my own meals. My clients, not so much. I try and obviously put with onto my clients. I give them all like recipes,
Yeah,
cookbooks,
yeah,
the rest of it. But for myself, I'm very much plain Jane. Like, I will literally just eat chicken, rice, bit of veg, and that's me done. like, I've got to that point now because I've been training myself so long. I see like food as fuel rather than enjoyment majority of the time.
yeah,
Enjoyment just comes at the weekends when it's like family time. We have if it be a takeaway or we go out for a meal, whatever. That's separate. So it's more for me. I tend to prep on a weekend, so I'm done for the week. Got my meals ready to go. Breakfast is simple anyway. They're always a simple, quick meal, which could either be a smoothie or like oats, which chuck a bit of like protein powder in it. Done. So in terms of like for meals for myself, it's quite simple. Like my wife does a lot of the cooking anyway for the kids, so that takes a lot of pressure off me in terms of that. And
yeah.
then for the exercise side of things, it's more easy during the like school term. Get the
All right.
exercise in during the day when I'm already just finishing off with a client. I can jump in the gym, which I feel like is similar for a lot of people. Like stay-at-home mums, for example, don't always have the kids with them. They can jump to the gym whenever. But I feel like a lot of the time when I hear it is that um, they end up just not doing anything and
Yeah,
they sit around. I know from some of my people I've spoken to, yeah, they don't tend to do much, and that's where they tend to struggle. So I think for them, it's that routine again, like what you were just saying. It's building your day out and your week out is where I would find the most value for me. It's everything's in my phone, whether it be
right.
clients, content, whatever. I'm got it tallied in my phone, ready to go. Um, and then making sure, like for my kids, they're in bed at 7, just like yours. So
Right.
with the online stuff like yourself, I'm usually working throughout the day, but if I miss something that I've not done in that day, it ends up eating into my family time a little bit. And as much as I try to not put my phone down, I'm still I'm still on it. Like, and for me, my brain doesn't switch off. Like, if I've not done something or if I need to do something, I need to have it with me. But I think for my own self, like as I'm still new to all the online stuff, over time, I think it's just going to become a hell of a lot easier. And I won't need to be like that. But
No,
weekends are my sacred time with my kids, so it's usually during the day I won't do anything, and I'll try and get on to doing my um, online coaching stuff in the evenings when they've always gone to bed. Like weekends are definite family time, no matter what. During the holidays, a little bit different. It can be mornings I'll end up working, evenings I'll end up working, and then during the days, family time. It's all about that routine, and I think for parents as well that are struggling with finding that routine, I think once they start it, they'll start realizing that their kids will soon get into a routine as well.
yeah, definitely.
And that's one of the main things that I try to for my own coaching is I try and do all that in the onboarding as well. So structuring a routine, like a typical day for them of what they would normally do, and
Yeah,
it helps. It helps just get them basic like habits in place
yeah,
because all it needs is like the first 2 to 4 weeks maximum is all about that habit building, and then from
yeah,
there you're
yeah.
laughing.
Well, I think that's, I mean, for me, on experience, I think that's where some people go wrong with the food because, I mean, I don't know about you, but I put 4 meals in a plan, but 3 meal options per meal. So there's 12 meals there.
Mm,
Um, but people try and overcomplicate it, or like I'll always say, you can swap your protein for your carbs, etc. But keep it simple to begin with. And when you've got the habit there, that's when you can start being a
yeah,
bit. I mean, I love cooking. I can do all kinds of. I mean, my group's quite lively with the food, and there's a lot of. But I'll always put something in there and say, look, if you fancy this, tell me, and then I'll drop you macros in. I'll tell you what you need to do to make it.
mm,
I mean, just going back on the routine, if I know I'm out on the road and I'm going to be late back or pushing for time, like I'll just do chicken sausages, mash and beans for tea. A family tea
yeah,
takes
yeah,
less than 15 minutes. And there's so many quick, easy, high protein meals that you can have with your family, and
yeah,
people don't think about it. I mean, I could list 20 meals off straight away that take under 20 minutes and high protein, and
yeah. It's
it's
very true
just
to be
all
honest.
it's preparing and getting in the mindset because obviously, especially when you're starting your journey, you don't want to be cooking different meals for you, different meals for your husband and or your wife, and then different meal for you.
100%.
And another undervalued thing, and I know that people get a bit snobby about microwave meals and stuff like that. There's so many low calorie, high protein meals now that you can get, like the
Yeah,
fantastic.
I say this to my clients as well when it comes to those. If it ends up being like a last resort thing, you need to get a ready meal in. Get it
Uh,
in. Just look for a decent one, not like one that's just full of salt, because you can get some of the ones that obviously that are just plain
I,
and just full of salt. But like my protein ones are brilliant from Iceland, for example. And there's some gym kitchen ones now from Tesco that are just they're
I love
great.
it.
They're just quick, simple meals. Like if you are struggling, they're there. You have the options available.
Aldi's fresh ones are fantastic.
I've not actually tried the Aldi ones myself.
They're brilliant. They've, they've got a chicken tikka, they've got chicken sweet and sour, pulled pork, teriyaki noodles. We've got
Oh,
six
nice.
different ones in now, and they're all between 3 and 450 450 calories and between 30 and 40 grams of protein. Oh,
That's decent.
uh,
I feel like
mega.
that's the other thing as well when it comes to like the ready meals. People tend to just gravitate towards like the pasta ones as well, rather than like looking at the healthier
Yeah.
sides. They just gravitate to either, oh, we'll just do a quick pizza tonight. It's like,
Ah,
not quite, mate.
Al- one thing, Aldi have brought out a protein piece pizza. I wish they'd give others chuck protein on just so people buy it and think. Anyways, we digress.
Yeah, we'll digress on that one.
Uh,
That could be one for another episode.
I know. So obviously, you personally. like with your fitness journeys and stuff? Have you had many struggles, or do you still struggle with stuff? And
Um, I think for myself, it's always been the cravings. It's only up until recently where I've actually like learnt in my own self to actually get past like the sugar cravings and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I still love a good biscuit. I could still devour a pack of biscuits in like 10 minutes if I wanted to. But
oh,
no, I've learned a bit more restraint for myself. It's like I say, it's recent, and I've been training now 12 years, and I'm going maybe the past what we on now April 8 months where I've actually like truly learned that resilient when it comes to cravings. So people who obviously if that resonates with anyone, um, just know it does that. If you put your mindset in the right place and you learn the tricks that obviously us as coaches do put out there, you can actually get past those the struggles when it comes to cravings. You don't just have to kind of subside to them. There's ways around them. Like when it came to like chocolate and biscuits for me, I've started just like crumbling them up in like my yogurt and stuff with fruit.
right.
Low calorie, but you're still hitting that sweet
But
spot.
you can still have them. This is
Yeah,
the thing. Think, oh, I'm on a plan. You've got to exclude them. Like, no, if you restrict yourself completely, you're just gonna go back.
yeah, and it's just it's learning how to actually put them in because like
Nah.
my struggle was I if I opened it, it was getting eaten.
Oh yeah,
So it was like it's like I say, it's recently where I've actually um learnt my own resilience on it rather than just devouring an entire packet of biscuits, for example. I can actually put them aside now and know to stop. Um, but yeah, like I said, that's recent for me. Whereas a lot of people tend to give into it and trying to just, oh, I've opened it now, or oh, I've had a little bit. That's it. Diet's over. Like
right.
I hear that too often from my
Yeah.
clients as well. I've had a takeaway. My diet's over. I'll start again on Monday. It's like no, you start again tomorrow.
To be honest with you, most people that fall off the wagon, it's probably like, let's say, a Friday or a Saturday evening.
Yeah,
It's literally 3 hours that you fell off the wagon in a whole week.
yeah.
Like, just get back on it in the morning. Like,
That's
you
it.
haven't,
That is exactly it. Because like it's a
not,
case of you just see the numbers go up on a scale, and they don't know the science behind it.
no, not
But
at all.
we'll leave that to another episode as well. What about yourself when it comes to any
To
struggles?
be honest with you, it's purely accountability. If I haven't got that, I'm like, I mean, I'm quite fortunate. I can drop weight quite fast and like on high calories as well. So
Lucky
I am
swine.
quite, I'm fortunate that way. But like, yeah, I mean, I like a beer. I like my sweets. I like my chocolate. But I've got mates who like look at me and think, how can you eat sweets and chocolate while you're having a drink? But as soon as I get to the taste of alcohol, I'm like a Haribo monster.
Pig ground shit.
Honestly, like I don't know what it is, but I just drink on a Friday. Drink like I'm only talking a couple of cans, but it's
Still
like it
like
all builds
300 calories, isn't it?
if I'm not
That's it.
checking in with someone.
Yeah, yeah.
As soon as I'm checking in with someone, that stops. It's like a mentality thing with me. But
So it's like for
I,
you, it's that yeah, you having someone just looking over your shoulder and you
I,
don't do it, but then it's very
yeah,
similar to the way I was in terms of like the cravings.
like cravings and stuff. I know if I'm craving something, it's because I'm either hungry or I'm tired. Like that is the only time I
Yeah,
crave. But I mean, tomorrow we've got an Easter party and there's 20 adults and 14 kids in our house.
in your
My missus,
house,
yeah,
you're a madman.
my missus is putting like a massive spread on it. To be fair, all the couples are chipping in and people are bringing desserts and stuff, and there's going to be cookies, brownies. Like, I don't, if they're not there, I won't think about them. But I can't walk past a table, see Haribo or chocolate on, and not
And
pick at
not
it.
just picking it, yeah. Well,
I,
we're off to Bolton Abbey tomorrow for a family
uh,
get together, so that's going to be a fun one. I mean, we just went to Costco today. I bought a big, like massive, like talking bigger than my head, cake, and there's no way I'm not having a piece.
That's where the brownies and cookies are coming from. Costco. One of Danielle's friends have got them, but no. I mean, it's the last thing I need, given the fact I'm going on holiday in a week. But
It's not going to
I'll eat.
matter all that much.
I'll eat my. Look, I say to my clients, one bad day doesn't make a bad week. So
It doesn't.
if you can't treat yourself on Easter, then can you?
Exactly. It's like I've said to my clients this week, even if it comes down to the fact that they even only have half of an Easter egg, whatever, in the full day of Easter,
Uh,
the other half they could break up over the week, put it in
yeah,
with foods, and if they wanted to keep that craving and still just going and still enjoy the chocolate.
yeah.
Like I've had a client for an in-person one for almost my entirety of coaching. She's had a Freddo in daily in her plan.
Oh,
Like up until recently again because she's getting ready for her wedding. But yeah, she's only in the last 3 months just been able to just drop it all. Um, but yeah, she had a religiously had a Freddo or little bag of like the kids
I've
buttons.
I've got clients that have two Kinder Minis on their
Yeah,
plan.
yeah,
Depending on what, like obviously on the onboarding, I'll always ask, is there any food
yeah,
that you can't go without? If I put chocolate on there, I'll put chocolate in the plan. If I put
yeah, yeah.
Harry,
They need it,
just
don't they?
makes it easy just for them to stick to the plan.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Um,
it's my
so go
best
on
way to
then.
do it.
How did you get around to parents being your?
So for me, it was obviously like my family is everything that I like in my life. It's just literally, it's kind of molded me as a person, as obviously becoming a dad and whatnot. And obviously, the overcoming what I did in the 4 years to then do the coaching and rest of it. I feel like knowing what changes when you actually do become a parent and how you actually overcome those barriers to actually be able to still achieve what goals you want. That's where it kind of it's like what's the word? Clicked. That just literally did it because it clicked for me that obviously parents was like the niche for me really. Because there are parents out there, there's so many of them that kind of just get in a rut, struggle, just they try and be their own hero basically, and
Yeah,
not look outside of to like look for that help. Like my wife was like that for years. She would never ask anyone for help, and I think it's just part of that mentality of just being a parent. Like you want
I
to
think
be there for your kids.
it's a pride thing as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
my kids, like, but I,
I
I
think
mean, go on, sorry.
yeah, no, it's right. So I feel like it's just yeah, that's where it kind of triggered for me because obviously the them not looking for help, but then knowing that there's support out there. That's that's why I think it kind of clicked that they're the
Yeah,
ones that we need to help, and obviously because overall, if you help them as a parent, they're only going to get better, not only as a parent but as a role model for the kids.
yeah, definitely.
That's that's the big one. It's just making sure that parents can be that role model and they don't go looking elsewhere for it.
That,
Like,
that was literally my factor because when I started out, I was like, oh, I can help anyone, or do I go off, do I target, say, 25-year-olds plus males, you know, because I've been there, I've done it that age. It's something I've experienced. That's who I can target because I've
yeah,
lived in the shoes. But then at the same time, I'm a parent. My wife, I've seen the struggles, not depression, but the first few months after our second was born, the hard work that she had to go through and stuff. And she kind of inspired me to be like to go after parent, like to
yeah,
work
yeah,
with them. Because when you see that benefit and see the challenges, especially women, the challenges they overcome after birth, like to work with them. And I mean, I had a message last night off a lady, and honestly, it made my night. Like just saying, I've only been working with her 7 week, and she's lost a stone. She's a complete different person. She's got
DL,
getting wardrobes, just little things like that, and it's rewarding, isn't it, when you
yeah,
get when you know you're helping another parent and they're getting back to themselves what they used to be. So for
yeah,
me, just obviously I've lived their shoes, and especially on the woman's side, I've first-hand experience, seeing like the ups and downs of my wife and how hard she's trained, and she's in the best shape she's ever been. If you asked my wife 12 months ago that you'd be the best shape you've ever been, she'd have laughed at you. Like, so obviously I can lean on both of us from male and female side, and
Yeah,
I, I mean, they might not agree while they're listening to this, but I definitely think parents are the people that need the most help
yeah, 100%.
back to themselves.
Yeah, it's like I know from my wife, she's always like put her own health below the kids, and
Yeah,
I think sorry, just um making sure that parents actually know that if they put their health first and not leaving the kids like behind in it. If anything, they're bringing themselves up to bring the kids up better as well. And I think it's still something that my wife still will to probably throw something at me across the room in a minute, but she still does the same thing now where she'll put herself last.
yeah.
And yeah, I just got a glare across the room. But I think it is just a case of putting down the pride and just
You just need to
getting
put
that
yourself
help.
there for 60 minutes
Yeah.
a day,
And the
and
rest of it's just all routine when it comes with it.
they'll see. It's the family that'll see the benefit the most.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but I mean, that I don't know about yourself, but even within the first week of working with someone new, the first thing that they always say to me is how energized they feel, how much better in themselves. And you're
Yeah,
like,
yep. If it's
you
not the
know,
first week, it's the second. It's like mid-second week at the very most.
yeah,
Because like the first week's like getting the toes dipped in, they could like start slow, and then
yeah,
by the mid-second week at the very, very most, that's when they're like, oh, light switch. It literally is. Um, I think the first 2 weeks are the most vital when it comes to it. And once you've cracked those and you see the benefit, it's just all just keeping up the habits. 66
yeah.
days, build a habit, just keep it up for that amount of time, 3 months at the most,
I think
or two
the
months.
for me, the struggle I always get with people is the, a lot of them are shocked at the amount of food that they eat and protein, and the struggle.
Yeah,
That's
protein is
probably
always the hard one. Yeah, I always get that.
4 or 5 days that clicks, and then things start to happen, and then, like you say, after 14 days, 2 weeks of check-ins, and they've lost a bit of weight and they're feeling better.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's plain sailing, but
No, it's
that,
not. It's not plain sailing. I'd just say at the very least, it's one of the way I say it to my clients as well is you're not you're not in it for a long time in terms of your goal. Once you've hit your goal, it then becomes the norm, but you can go back to living not in a like really bad deficit, for example. You'll learn the structures of life and the way you can actually understand food.
creating a lifestyle for them, aren't
That's it. That is exactly it. But it's like it's that it's just getting that mindset switch
we?
because a lot of people don't realize that even though they think they're eating enough, when they actually look at the food that they're eating, they're never actually eating enough. That's another one I've always had recently with a couple of my clients is like, oh, I eat really healthy. It's like, right, okay, but let's just go through your day. And they're like, oh, I've had a salad, I've had a soup. And I'm like, right, protein? I had a shake. It's like, right, okay, let me just estimate your total daily like intake there. You're probably only intaking about 1,000 calories. So you're basically starving yourself. They're like, what? It's like, yeah.
No,
So
it is.
it is. It's just that knowledge, and without someone over your shoulder, like what we do, you're not gonna have that knowledge. Like you could look up and spend hours, days, even years searching stuff up online, like we've both done.
There's so much shit online as
That,
well.
but that's it. That's what I was just about to say. There's so much contradicting information. Like if you go onto Instagram, for example, I've seen loads of like reels and stuff on TikToks on it recently. People like clipping different bits of like other people's content and being like, "Oh, don't eat this, don't eat this, but eat this," and then by the end of it, they've got an empty plate
I
because there's
know.
that much shit out there that people are telling you not to eat and eat something else. It's it's the uneducated idiots online that don't tell you the way to do things.
No, definitely not that. 100%. So, obviously, just moving on. Just a little overview about your program and what you provide for your clients?
So from what I provide, I've got full access to my app as that's where I have tailored workouts, tailored nutrition. I give them a cookbook, meal plan examples that could either be just for themselves or you could get your kids. Depends how fussy your kids are really, when it comes to food. But there's meals in there that could work for kids as well. Um, then alongside that, it's one-to-one support through whether it be calls, messages, a community group. There's I've got so much support avenues, weekly check-ins. Um, what else do I do? It's whatever you can think of when it comes to coaching, I will provide it. Even to the farthest point of being, if you're struggling with an exercise in the gym, you've got no one to ask. There's no one like no floor PTs around the site. You don't want to go and ask a randomer. Video yourself. I'll do a video
Yeah,
analysis for you. Send it back, and for your next session, you've got it there to like look at and review, even practice in your own time if you wanted to. And inside the app, there's I think you yourself you use my PT Hub.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so even in terms of that, so you've got videos that you can allow your
Yeah,
clients to see with full descriptions. Whatever support any of my clients need, they know that I'm on the other end of a call if they absolutely need it.
yeah,
And then in terms of like program lengths, it all varies. So it's 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, monthly. It's all part and parcel. There's budgets to suit all bases, basically. But I think the biggest input that a lot of my clients get is from the check-ins and knowing that whatever they're struggling with, I'm going to pick up on, and that accountability side of it when it comes to like any messages or if I see they've not done a workout, not logged the nutrition, I'm on them. I'm on them like a bloody clockwork, making sure that they've actually done it. Um, it's and then, but they also know if I'm not messaging them, I know that they're probably still doing the work. So it's not like I'm on the back all the time. So obviously you don't want
yeah.
that extra stress as a
You can't
parent.
micromanage them in this. I mean, they've
That's
come
it.
to we we've put the plan in place. It's down to them to execute it, and that's what the check-ins are there for.
Yeah,
If we know if they're not sticking to the plan, even if they're saying they are, like,
that's it exactly.
I mean, thankfully, I've not had anyone try and pull the wool over my eyes yet. I'm being honest, and credit to where credit's due. The people that I am working with, obviously, if I've had a bad week, they literally put in the form, I've done this, 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 and this. And I'm like, right, well, we don't need to change anything because you've not been on plan.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly the same thing with my clients. Like, I had one of my female clients. She's in America. She messaged me before she did a check-in. She was like, "Oh, I've had so much going on." She listed off like 4 or 5 different things that had gone wrong on a day, and I was like, "Look, it's one day. It's stress. Yes, that's going to elevate like everything, whether it be your weight, your water retention, your stresses aren't great. It's one day. Get back on it. You're fine." Come to a check-in. She was like, "Yeah, I've done really well all week. I've hit my targets." And I was like, "Right." It's like, right. So you've hit all your targets. You've stressed over one day for no reason. Get back on it. Like it's simple as that. It's just that accountability, and I think just having someone there just to put your mind straight really is what the main reason why we do this as a coach. And I think that's where the majority of it comes from in the value that I provide as in programs is through that just being there and knowing that they know that I'm there if they need it and having the accountability with the check-ins. What about yourself? It's like,
To be honest, obviously, you've covered quite a lot. I mean, we in the group it's quite a good atmosphere in there, and we help each. If like, thankfully, if someone's having a bad day or a bad couple of days, they'll put in there, and the group supports it, encourages it. But um, meals, that's probably where I'm at my strongest.
yeah,
Ideas for food, but it, I haven't brought out a cookbook or recipe. Just obviously, it's difficult with the different macros, and I mean, I'm like I say, I'm on quite a lot of calories, and when I drop my food in the group, they're like, "Oh, you're out to start," and I'm like, yeah. So I've actually stopped taking photos of mine and taking photos of the missus because they're do a lot.
I mean, it's still the same food, isn't it?
No, I literally say like if you like the look of this, just drop me a message and I'll tell you what you need to do ingredients wise and stuff like that. But I like I tell them all, look, abuse me. That's what I'm here for. Like,
Yeah.
literally, like if you need me, send me messages. If you're struggling, like I don't care if you're messaging me once, 10 times a day. Like we'll get you back on track. It's literally like an agony, aren't we? Sometimes, but
Oh yeah. Well, we've got to
like
be, haven't we? That's the thing. That's what we're paying us for. It is like it's just knowing that, like I say, it's knowing that someone's there
yeah,
that's on your side as well. Like we're
definitely.
not there to be like twats, basically.
Yeah. And like look, I advertise it as a flexible plan because as a parent, you're gonna miss days at the gym. You're
Yep.
gonna be all night because of your kids, but don't beat yourself up. If you're sticking to the food or you're still trying to get your protein in, miss the gym, go for a walk when you can. If you're doing as much, you'll minimize the damage. Yeah, there might be some damage if you skipped a few days and you've grabbed a couple of snacks, but don't beat yourself up.
Yeah.
Like you're trying. Like that. I had someone messages today, to be honest, inside my program, asking to extend it for a week. Well, I don't like a short term plan because there's no room for flexibility. It's quite rigid. If you're
Yeah.
in it for a week, you can't miss a beat.
Hmm.
Otherwise, you lose your money, in my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where the 12-week does allow for that flexibility. I've got a couple of people that have signed up till the end of the year. I know they've got holidays to come on, so they've got goals, but then there's a bit of flexibility after the holidays.
Yeah. Recomp kind of stage.
And obviously, I mean, I'm sure you'll do it yourself, but on the check-in, I'll say, look, have you got any plans I need to know about, any social events? Drop what day it is. I'll custom your plan to suit that day to minimize any damage. So,
Yeah. So I do similar when it comes to that, but not to the point where I actually customize it. So I tend to like give my clients a little bit more of that freedom kind of thing when it comes to the food. Obviously, I've still got full access to what they are eating and everything else. But the way I kind of do it in on days is if they give me enough notice, because sometimes it will just be on a check-in day, they'll give me a notice that, oh, I'm going out the weekend. It's like, oh shit, you've not let me know soon enough on this one. So
uh,
the piece of advice I give to people there is if you are planning on going out for a meal, is eat lighter meals in the day. So
oh yeah,
so your calories are a little like banked if you're basically for your evening. But then go out and enjoy your evening. It doesn't matter if you go a little bit over on your calorie like target, as long as you're
I
still
always,
in that deficit, basically.
I always say, look, if you're going out to pay, if you're paying for food, eat
Enjoy
what you
it.
want. Don't, don't like incarnate need to order chicken and rice. You
No,
have
no.
that, like,
Yeah,
yeah, but like, I'll literally say, like, meal one and two on plan, forget your snack, don't have meal four, and then obviously eat out kind of thing. So, depending on the client, or if they're just going out for food, if they're going out for drinks, I'll
yeah,
work with them, that kind of thing. But yeah, not too dissimilar. Obviously, different personal touches there, but
yeah,
no,
yeah. I think yours is
oh,
a bit more personal in terms of the nutrition side, which
uh,
is a good benefit for your clients, really, to be honest. Because me,
yeah,
I
yeah,
think that for myself, because I don't, like I said, my meals personally are really boring. Um, and my wife does the cooking, so that's where it comes to be like if she was to put together meals and send them to
uh-huh,
my clients, they'd be laughing. But me,
yeah,
nah. I don't do that stuff. I'd
yeah,
sooner get some examples and put them together, build my own cookbook, and then make it tailored that way. Um, they can alter it then for their own benefit.
yeah,
Because I think the way I kind of do it as well, it gives them a little bit more knowledge and learning, like
yeah,
macros and stuff. So when they do, if they do ever eventually step away from being you needing a coach, they have that knowledge, they have
uh,
the way to do it on their own,
uh.
which is what I try to instill into them as well, because then they can then pass that down to the kids.
But
And
to be fair, the majority of my clients, they'll probably just work it out themselves. They'll just say, "Can you give us the ingredients?"
yeah, yeah,
Out their own macros, but obviously some people aren't. tech savvy or the struggle with MyFitnessPal for the first couple of weeks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And that's when I'll say, right, this is what you need. And then next time I'll speak to them on the phone or I'll just say, how are you getting on with MyFitnessPal? You do realize you can click on this, this, and this, and it all, and
comes up.
then just pull it up. And
Yeah,
so it's not too bad, mate.
no.
So, um, where can people get hold of you if obviously they're needing a coach? And
So for myself, I do a lot of my stuff through Instagram. So if you want to get a hold of me, it's Mikemckaycoaching. Um, just drop me a message, comment on any of my stuff, or even just simple thing to just hit the follow, and that'll be it. I'll get in touch if you need anything. Um, Content's always changing. It could be anything from lifestyle with my kids, or it could be nutrition. It could be a rant. You never know what you're gonna get. Yeah, what was that?
Slim and Well Done.
Oh, so well, don't get me started. That's one for another day.
We're definitely doing an episode on Slim and Well Done.
Oh God, we'll be there hours.
Uh,
What about yourself, mate? Where can people find you?
Again, mate, Instagram. Obviously, I follow you. Your content's very good, very knowledgeable. So definitely worth giving Mikey a follow there, guys. 100%. Yeah, Instagram again, Tony Masters Coaching. I'm on, for those that don't have Instagram, I'm on Facebook as well, Master Performance and Fitness. But literally, Instagram's where I put all my posts. And again, value, free tips, value. Um, I mean, I've just put, well, for the last 12 weeks, I've been logging my own transformation.
You've done really well,
Uh,
to be honest, mate, with that.
yeah, fine. I mean, to be fair, I'm happy where I am now. My operation set me back a couple of weeks, mine,
Yeah,
but from that, yeah, there's other client results. Yeah, Instagram's a place, really,
yeah. I think that's best for both of us, isn't it? Really.
definitely. Oh well, really enjoyed this first episode, Mike.
Yeah,
So
it's been good.
yeah,
Um,
next one.
we'll get the next one booked in, and
Oh yeah,
keep posted, guys. And oh, we'll see what the next one brings. Might have some
100.
rants. We'll see.
But yeah, there'll probably be a couple of week break because I'm going to Turkey,
Yeah,
but
you are,
we'll
aren't
get
you, mate?
that. So
We'll catch up after that. So
uh,
probably like what, early May?
yeah, definitely
Yeah,
mid-May. I'm back
mid-May.
about the 8th, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. We'll work it
Uh,
out. Just keep